sitting here tonight with Chef Michael Ambrosino, student at Auguste Escoffier School of Culinary Arts. And Michael, I remember all the way back to our 24-hour call when you and I chatted about the program and why you were here and what you wanted to do. So, you know, you've owned a restaurant, you've run restaurants, you've done a lot of stuff, and you're at this stage in your career. So why culinary school now?
I just wanted to improve myself, continue to improve, and I always wanted to go to culinary school, but you know, life got really, really busy. I just fell into all these opportunities, and I just kept going. And then I just woke up one day. I'm like, you know what? I really wish there was a way I can go to culinary school. And then I saw the ad, and I gave it a call, and next thing you know, I'm here because I like what you guys had to offer. I spoke to the counselors, and you know, I told them about my schedule and you know, what I wanted to accomplish, and they guided me. They says, yeah, well, this could be a program for you, and lo and behold, they were right. It was 100% for me because you know, it's actually going to help me with some of my goals that I set for myself. I want to get my CEC, Certified Culinary Executive Chef.
Yep.
Maybe my CCA, which I would like to get. And you never know, maybe
culinary administrator, for those who don't know. Yep.
Yeah, culinary administrator. And you know, I just, you know, it was more, you know, to get, you know, the learning. Like I always knew why I was doing things, but I wanted to know the background. I wanted to, you know, go deeper. You know, my brother went to culinary school, and you know, a very long time ago, and you know, and I have a little bit more of a illustrious career than he does, but he's on the sidelines now, but I wanted to improve myself. I wanted to, you know, things I can do better because, you know, the Escoffier has it. I just, you know, well, of course, okay, through the schooling, you know, the thing that really, really helped me more than anything is a lot of the management side of it. You know, like a bunch of light bulbs just kept on going off in my head each week as I was, you know, reading about, you know, the management and, you know, going to classes and just discussing situations and, you know, just getting a different perspective on it, you know.
Yeah, let me back up a little bit. So I talk to almost all the students coming into the program. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we have students who have a lot of experience. And, you know, in the first 6 or 8 weeks, I hear some feedback. Well, I've done this before. But you've done a lot of this stuff, and you still stuck it out. What kept you going? What kept you motivated to stay? You know, I know you've done knife cuts before, julienne, the bâtonnet, the small dice, the brunoise. You know, I know you've made risotto and rice pilaf and all of that stuff. And I saw your work, and every week you got into it. You didn't say, I've done this before, this was easy. You still got into it, looked for the learning moment and learned. Yep. You know, your narratives were always great. So why? What kept you motivated to do that?
Because I was learning. I was still learning. You know, no one knows everything, and you can always improve on your own techniques.
Yeah.
And I was learning foundation techniques that, like I said, as I was thrown into the business, I did it by the skin of my pants. You know, a lot of, you know, like I explained in some of my narratives, like there was a lot of boom moments. I'm like, you know, that's why that's happening. And, you know, it was amazing. And it what kept me motivated, because I was learning, you know, believe it or not, there's always, and the way that the classes were designed, you know, yeah, we made risotto, but we also were told to fool around with the risotto using a long grain rice instead of, you know, risotto rice. You know, those were learning moments. You wouldn't do that normally, but, you know, and then you get the comparisons, and that's what's unique about it. but yeah, what keeps me motivated is, wanting to learn and wanting to just keep going, just keep doing it. I treat it like work. I just, it's my assignment. I'm going to do it no matter how mundane it is. I was going to do it. Even, you say knife cuts. Yeah. I learned from, doing the knife cuts. There's always techniques I can learn, I wasn't always a straight stander with my board. I'm always cocked at an angle,
Yeah,
a simple thing like that, and that rings in my head now, your voice is like, stand straight. Yes. Keep my feet level and straight,
elbows out, get square.
Yep, simple things like that. Like I said, I've been doing this forever. But if you have an open mind, you're always going to learn something. You're going to be a failure if you refuse to learn. You gotta, no matter how long you've been in the business, how long you've been in the industry, if you close your mind, you're done.
Yeah.
You have to learn, and that's what I like the lessons, because I learned. No matter what lesson it was, I learned something. It's great.
Yeah. You brought up something else, and I want to cover an area. So, being online, I hear a lot of, things happen, right? Life happens, life gets in the way, things happen and it pushes it back. But to my knowledge, I think you've always submitted your work,
Yep.
your assignments on time, and you have 5 kids, a wife, a full-time job.
Yes.
And have never missed an assignment on time.
Never. And my full-time job, I work 60 to 70 hours a week, and I never missed a beat. Had some unfortunate things happen, and still didn't miss any beat. I just kept with it, and whenever I had time, in the morning, sometimes when I'm drinking my coffee before I go to work, I would read. I would, answer discussion boards. I would, look up what I have to do next. I would, every morning I just sit here and I organize what I need to do. Then, when I had a full day off, I would plan accordingly, and I would just I would knock it out. Sometimes I'd be there 13, 14 hours for that day, getting everything done, just like a regular work day.
Yeah.
Just knock it out. Just do it. We're here. If you want to learn, you're paying for your education. You might as well absorb it, learn it, and make time. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Because, like I said, I work a lot of hours. I've done huge events. I've worked weekends. I work on the weekends too. I still manage to get it done.
Yeah. No, that's inspirational for me. And coming, from the industry and being a chef, I think it's part of being a chef, right? It's that sense of pride. Customers come in, you can't serve late. You can't be late in this business, right? You got to be on time all the time if you want to be successful.
I treat it like a party for 400 people. I got my deadline and I have to get it done. That's the way I treat my assignments. I have a deadline and I have to get my assignments done.
Yeah. And it's not always easy, but it's worth it. I mean, you're still here. Like you said, you're still learning.
Yep,
no matter how big, how small, still learning. That's awesome.
Yep, you're going to learn. It's awesome. And I found out something about myself I never thought I would, like, and I enjoy baking. I thought I would never enjoy baking. Like I used to bake, Italian breads and cheesecakes and stuff.
Yeah.
But the baking part, I'm having a blast.
That is rare to hear culinary students say, right? Because culinary, I'll never need this. And it's funny because had you known that a long time ago, you'd be a completely different chef now, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot in the baking. I'm actually considering, when this is done, take a little break, maybe taking the baking course.
Well, Michael, I'm so excited to have you as part of the program. I know you and I talk all the time, right? And you've been an inspiration to me, so I really appreciate you taking time to share some words of wisdom. So I'm going to ask you one last question, but I want you to keep it like 2 to 3 sentence answer. If you could give, so a student joined the program today, and they're going to start in a few weeks. what's the one thing that you would say to them? The first thing that comes to mind.
Just do it. Just do it. Learn and enjoy. It's on your dime. You know, take full advantage of it because you've got awesome instructors, and you know they're here for you. I was never let down. The answers are right away, and it's awesome. It's just the one-on-one. It's incredible. They're there with you all the way, all the way.
Well, thank you, Michael. I really appreciate it. Happy to have you here, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Chef. It's an honor to be with you and to learn from you too.